And we are staying with these pictures coming in from Gandhinagar. Prime Minister Modi, after his mother's demise, is at his brother's residence. Remember, this entire area that has been cordoned off, a very private time for the family that is still reeling in pain after the irreparable loss of their mother. Prime Minister Modi at his mother's residence, as my colleague Priyanka is with us on the broadcast. And Priyanka, we understand that work is priority for the Prime Minister. Soon after he conducted the last rites, he did not postpone anything that was scheduled for the day. He went as per schedule, virtually launched the mega projects that he did. But of course, one can't take away from what the son Narendra Modi may be feeling at this point. His mother that he was closest to, and he is now there to meet his brother in Gandhinagar. Priyanka.
That's right, Suesha. These were the images, in fact, from the Vrindavan bungalow, where we had seen Heeraba Modi, who used to live there, and the entire family of Heeraba Modi, in fact, who has been present there, and how they have also been gathering to pay their tributes to Heeraba Modi and go to the crematorium for the last rites as well. And those were the images that we had seen of the Prime Minister. Heartbreaking images really of the Prime Minister since morning that we had seen at the Vrindavan bungalow, where the Prime Minister had carried the mortal remains of his mother and then had also been on the Antim Yatra Rath and had gone with her to the crematorium and then carried out those last rites. But even as we speak about Suesha, the irreparable damage, through the morning, since morning, we have seen a very stoic Prime Minister Narendra Modi dealing with this unfathomable loss that he is dealing with right now, in the sense of Heeraba Modi's passing away. And we have seen a very stoic Prime Minister since morning, even as we saw the family members that had been breaking down and had been also getting extremely emotional, as understandably so, over Heeraba Modi's passing away. But we had seen a somber Prime Minister, but a very stoic Prime Minister going ahead, carrying out those last rites. And those are the images of the Prime Minister as well, of carrying out those last rites, taking the mortal remains to the crematorium as well, and performing the last rites as per the religion and custom as well. So those were the images that we had seen through the day, as we speak about this kind of a loss that he has also gone through. And of course, a lot of people have been speaking about how Heeraba Modi's passing away is a huge loss as well to the society, since she had somewhat become more of an icon. She had become more of an idol for a lot of people here, at least in the state of Gujarat, to which extent she had also spoken about, and that had been quoted by the Prime Minister in his blog, where he stated that Heeraba Modi, after 2014, had also gone somewhere out of Gujarat, where she got recognized. And that's exactly what she had told the Prime Minister, that it seems like you are doing a good job because people have started recognizing me. So those are some of the moments that we remember of the Prime Minister and Heeraba Modi together, and the kind of bond that the Prime Minister and Heeraben Modi used to share. And we had seen those in the images as well that used to come out from the Vrindavan bungalows itself during the time that the Prime Minister would visit his home state of Gujarat. Every time that he would be in Ahmedabad, he would, of course, as per protocol, be staying in Gandhinagar in the Raj Bhavan, but he would make it a point to go to the Vrindavan bungalow and meet with Heeraba Modi, meet with his family, but of course spend more time with Heeraba Modi. And those were the images that we remember of Heeraba Modi and the Prime Minister spending time together. Then whatever be the situation, we have seen, Suesha, remember, even in the Gujarat elections, the last images that we had seen of the Prime Minister spending some time with his mother Heeraba Modi was during the Gujarat elections, post the Gujarat elections as well, when we had seen the mother-son share a private moment and a celebratory moment as well when it comes to the Gujarat victory for the BJP. And every time that there was a momentous occasion for the party, for the BJP, for the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, we had seen a celebration from the Vrindavan bungalows, a celebration that Heeraba Modi would also take part in, and of course would always keep a watch on what her son really has been doing in terms of the work, because she would also take up various issues. Suesha, she's not a very public person. She would not want to be in the media glare as much, but she did make her statement and put her point across when it was needed. Then be it in the form of the vaccination drive, when she had come out and patiently stood in the queues where she was waiting for herself to be getting vaccinated, and then be it of course for voting as well, where she has spoken and also has embodied this philosophy of and imploring the younger voters to come out and vote, as she has done so even in such an old age. So these are some of the messages that she herself, by living her life, has also sent across to the people, and people have taken note of this. We do see this that every time that she has made a public appearance, there has been a level of appreciation, a level of admiration in several people about Heeraba Modi, about the manner in which she would carry herself even after such an old age, the manner in which she would speak about various issues as well, and of course as somebody who is the mother of their very beloved leader, that is Narendra Modi, who has served as the Chief Minister in the state of Gujarat and is of course the Prime Minister of the country. So that of course also had a huge following of Heeraba Modi that we had seen even in the state of Gujarat, specifically here in Ahmedabad and Gandhinagar, where people did look up to her, did idolize her, still do. And even as her life becomes somewhat of a tribute, that people remember Heeraba Modi as for the kind of philosophies that she preached, the kind of philosophies that she embodied, and the kind of effect and impact that she had on the Prime Minister of the country, Narendra Modi, as well, which is something that he has spoken about very candidly time and time again, as far as how Heeraba Modi has served as a North Star for him in his personal life as well as in his public life as well. There have been citations, Swesha, remember, of the Prime Minister's blog, where he has spoken about how Garib Kalyan was something that was inspired by his mother, as she was somebody who would have to work very menial jobs, as somebody who was not very well off. And he has spoken about the welfare of the people who are not that economically sound, the economically backward section of the society. He has spoken about that and has always said that how working towards their welfare has been inspired by his mother, Heeraba Modi, as well. So all of these things we see today that have been remembered of Heeraba Modi by not just the Prime Minister but the entire country, where people have taken note of the life that Heeraba Modi had lived, the kind of woman that she was, and even the kind of troubles that she had faced, and she has faced them with so much grace, is something that we hear people talking about when they speak about Heeraba Modi's life as well. And we do see a level of admiration and a level of idolization of Heeraba Modi as well in the people. But of course, the simplicity, the philosophy of simplicity that we saw through the day in the kind of last rites, in her last journey that we got to see, Suesha, in Gandhinagar, that was very much palpable in this entire day, and the kind of last rites that were performed, because we did not see too much of VVIP movement, as we had also pointed out earlier, that this was a very private affair, this was a very intimate affair. This was a family issue, in fact, that it was treated as. And Heeraba Modi's family, in fact, had also stated that do not disrupt your day, do not cancel your plans, do not do anything except go on with your work as per schedule. And that can be the biggest tribute that you can pay to Heeraba Modi, is something that the family members had said. And it seems as though the Prime Minister was following that statement by the family members, because we saw the Prime Minister as the son carrying out the last rites of his mother, Heeraba Modi, in the morning. At about 8 a.m. is when he had reached and then had carried out those last rites. By about 11:45 is when he had left, in fact, from the crematorium, post which in the Raj Bhavan he had also appeared via video conferencing for various developmental projects that had been inaugurated and dedicated to the nation there in West Bengal as well. So all of that we had seen the Prime Minister doing, and following the statements of the family members who had stated that go on with your work, do not disrupt your plans, and that is the tribute that you can pay to Heeraba Modi, and that's exactly what the Prime Minister Narendra Modi did today as well. But even then we see these images of the Prime Minister as the day comes to an end, as it is going to be sunset, as the Prime Minister also finishes his day at the house of his brother, where his mother Heeraba Modi used to live, and he's spending the last few minutes with the family members there at the Vrindavan bungalows. And he will be leaving from there to the Ahmedabad airport, and then will be planing for Delhi as well, and going about his schedule as per the plan. And